Welcome to Recap Master. Today we are going to recap fantasy action film called Gods of Egypt. The movie start with scene of Egypt. A royal ceremony was organized for Horus as he is going to be new king of Egypt. There, everyone had assembled. Set, who is Horus' uncle, approaches as Horus is ready to be crowned. Before they can comprehend anything, Set kills Horus's father by stabbing him with a knife. Then, Set declares in front of everyone, anybody who doesn't kneel before me will be murdered. Set claims to be the new ruler and intends to alter the afterlife's rules, where a large offering is now needed. Horus becomes furious after seeing it. He then begins to battle with his uncle, Set. During the battle, they are converted to their true form of God. Horus have lost. And Set removes Horus' eyes. However, Set decides not to take his life, so that he then dwell in the world of darkness as a blind person. Then, Set takes control of all of Egypt. In the next scene, a young Egyptian youngster by the name of Beck appears. They're also a girl childhood friend of Beck. They both love each other. After Set became the king of the Egypt, he forced slavery to human. Zaya is a slave to Set's chief architect. There was only person who has the power to free them from slavery is God Horus, so they both come up with a strategy. Because Zoya was familiar Set's treasure, where he kept his priceless possessions, the eyes of Horus was also there. However, there was also a danger. Because every location has established traps, but Beck is fairly escaped from every traps. He has taken one of Horus' eyes. That eye had a glimmering brightness in it. He steals the eye and goes back to his companion, but Set's men are surrounding them. Because the treasure maps were missing from that location, they are then given a death sentence. When troops approach to seize them, the brightest eye, that of Horus, temporarily blinds the warriors. Utilizing the opportunity, Beck and his companion flee the location. Both then leave the area quickly. While they were running away, but the architect wounds Zoya by shooting an arrow at her. Then Beck travels right away to the temple where the god Horus formerly resided. As Beck enters, he summons Horus, saying, "I have your eye." However, Beck places a restriction on eye return. "I need you to do me a favor." Horus has since going to regain his eye. He therefore agrees with him. Beck then brings Zoya before Horus. Here, Horus makes unsuccessful attempts to save that girl, because Horus did not then possess divine abilities. That girl, according to Horus, cannot live since she is on the verge of passing away. The god of death also makes an appearance, and he removes the girl's spirit from her body. Here, it has been demonstrated that a person may negotiate with the god of death after passing away. It indicates who would provide the deity of death with the silver or gold riches. The god of death will then bring him back. If the god of death is not given anything, he will permanently take away his soul. The girl's soul is also taken away by the god of death. Beck is heartbroken by her passing. He was no longer going to give Horus his eye back, because despite being God, he had failed to save his friend. Horus, who is enraged, captures Beck. Therefore, Beck brings Horus' eye back to him in an effort to save his life. Here, Horus receives one of his eyes. Then Horus requests access to his second eye. He is informed by Beck that he only has one of your eyes. Your second eye is in the Set pyramid. He claims, "Once I get the second eye, I will regain my abilities. Then I will save your friend." Then they place the body of the girl in a secure location. Horus pledged to bring the soul back into the body. Horus' eye had been taken from the treasure, and Set was aware of this. Horus on way to meet his grandfather, and going to ask him for assistance. He could now fly as well. He then rises towards heaven, where the sun god, Horus's ancestor, is shown. There was a demon who has intended to end the world. And he was always being challenged by the sun god. He sent him back by use of their abilities. Sun gods are engaged in a war for the world, and they were defending the world from Satan of darkness and all its evils. Asks for water. It wasn't just regular water, it had magical properties, and it was water that was utilized to generate all of the world's organisms. Horus receives miraculous water from the sun god. After then, Horus takes the divine water and returns to earth. His godlike form vanishes when he descends to earth. While remaining in the jungle, they are assaulted by Set's sentient creatures. Finally, a soldier launches Horus off the mountain. When Beck notices it, he leaps off with him, but before plunging into the deep, Horus uses his seized weapon. Due to that weapon, they are both protected. Here, the reason Horus carried that miraculous water is made clear, because there is a pyramid filled with flames somewhere in the world. Horus concluded that Set gets its strength from fire. If Horus throws this heavenly water into the flames, Set's abilities will be diminished. Set himself moves to the goddess of love. Set came here to ask the goddess of love for something. Goddess of love actually existed before in the world of the dead. Set commands the goddess of love, "You will lead me to the world of the dead," realizing that he also desired to govern that world. Goddess of love outright rejects it. Before Set can kill the goddess of love, she removes a magical bracelet from her wrist. She then spends some time in the world of the dead. She put the bracelet on once more. Through it, she travels from the world of the dead to this world. Beck and Horus relocate to an ancient temple. Two women that Set sent there go atop the enormous snake-like beast. They are also spewing fire from their jaws. Those horrific snake-like animals, they are both attacked by snake creatures. However, they were avoiding them by hiding. When the goddess of love arrives, she uses her abilities to defeat the enormous serpent. They then proceed to the location of the other Horus. Beck declares, "I am aware of this location, I can also enter." The goddess of love asserts that entering is difficult. When you get inside, a monster waits for you with a riddle which you have to solve. After hearing that, Horus decides to see the god of intellect. God of intellect prepares to assist him. They then started their adventure. However, the goddess of love learns of Horus and Beck's deal. It is improbable that he will bring back the deceased person. The goddess of love queries, "Beck, do you wish to speak with your friend?" Due to the goddess of love's bracelet, it could allow for the establishment of contact with the world of the dead. Therefore, Beck discusses it with his friend. "Don't worry," Beck tells Zoya, "I'll take you away from there." He enters between two stones as a result. Beck then barely makes it to wheel. As he turns that wheel, all activity stops. The remainder of the people then enter inside T. The moment they move forward, the creature emerges in front of them, which will pose a riddle to them. Then the creature starts to ask them a question. The problem was, "Neither I was nor will I ever cease to be. I have not been seen by anyone and will not be seen by anyone, but every living thing believes that I am real. Tell me quickly, please. Who? What do I identify as?" The god of intelligence's answer. "The future." He gave the right response. Monster then permits him to continue. He then sees the eye of Horus. As he continues, Horus is preparing to release the precious water after taking it out. However, they are captured. Set arrives there. After that, Set gets there. He removes the god of intelligence's brain. "I'm going to pour this miraculous water into the flames," he warns. However, Set presents Beck with a necklace. "It belongs to your friend," he says. "You were utilized by Horus because the dead cannot be revived. If you pour miraculous water into the fire, I will destroy the body of your friend," he threatens. Beck now halts for the benefit of his companion. And he gives Set that holy water. Set tosses that water after taking it. Now, while others are confined, Set manages to escape from that pyramid, and the pyramid was on the verge of falling to the earth. But Horus is able to save both himself and others. And Set swaps out his brain for the brain of the deity of intellect. He now grows more powerful. Set then visits the sun deity, his father. Set attacks his father and takes his firearm. As a result, the Satan of darkness will always be unrestrained. Once there, it will begin the annihilation of the world. The goddess of love, Horus, is then seen to have emerged from the temple. God of death sees the goddess of love's bracelet. After hearing it, Horus prevents her from doing so since removing the bracelet will cause them to travel to the world of the dead. She then gives her bracelet to Beck and removes it. She then enters the world of the dead herself. Along with this, Beck also meets up with his girlfriend, where the partner of Beck's soul had made it to the final door. Then it became evident that the world was under attack from the Satan of darkness. Then the death god tells Beck to leave. Come back to Horus, considering that he is the only person capable of defending the devil. Then Beck comes back to this reality, and he tells Horus everything, but Set is armed with his father's powerful weapon. And then they start fighting badly. However, Set now exerts considerable pressure on Horus. When Set is ready to slay Horus, Beck arrives there. He removes Horus's eye from Set's armor while aiding Horus. He then directs that eye onto Horus. Horus was captured and faced with options. He can either save Beck or take his eye back. Once he gets an eye, all of his abilities will return. Horus, though, makes the decision to save Beck at this point. Horus changes appearance when he captures him. It implies that, even without his eye, he creates for himself a divine look. Horus and Set are engaged in combat once more. At this point, Set has lost. Horus kills Set. Then Horus visits his paternal grandpa, the sun god. And he gives his firearm back. The sun deity employs it to send the Satan of the darkness into its world. Beck also passed away around this time. Horus, the most powerful deity, revives Beck and his companion. Horus then ascends to become the Egyptian deity. He establishes a law so that after his death, that person will be reborn, if he had performed nice actions in this world without expecting wealth or gold in return. Horus now travels to the realm of the dead, where he will return with the goddess of love, all. Conditions have improved. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.